So, yeah, this is the new 9.2 WoW trailer. I am not here to shit talk this. Because I think most WoW players that are still going, I think majority of them, and I really do feel this, and I feel for them, so many of them I think are ready for this expansion to end. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I really don't. I really, truly don't. It's kind of sad that they tried to push this character, the Jailer, so hard. And then in this patch, he dies. And that's been my main problem with Shadowlands. You want to create new lore? Create new lore. Stop screwing with the old lore that's already there. Like, just stop screwing with the old lore. Leave it alone. It's fine the way it is. Not perfect, but it's fine the way it is. Leave it alone. Make something new. Leave what's already established alone. Leave it alone. Like, going forward, that is my wish with the WoW Blizzard developmental team. That is my wish. If you want to make new lore, make new lore. Leave what's already there alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because when you meddle with that, it just creates this. That being said, let's look at this.
Your reality ends here. Your fate is sealed.
Thanos.
Fate is ours to determine. We will set things right.
I guess.
Go through the gateway now.
Zerath Mortis.
Awaits you.
Such a Thanos.
If we fail, all reality will pay the price.
Again, artistically speaking, these are very cool things.
Guide our way forward.
Artistically speaking, these are very cool things.
The way is open. Death claims
It's just I can't take any of this seriously. That's the biggest thing.
all that you see, all that you know, will be on.
Oh yeah, they did get kick Anduin's ass.
Bear witness, mortal,
Again, he dies this expansion.
to eternity.
He dies this patch. He dies. You know, he dies this patch. And it's like, he didn't have to. You know, he didn't have to. You know, he didn't have to. They could have made him something really cool, but they had him have him meddle with the old lore. But like I said, artistically speaking, what they have shown in Shadowlands, there is a lot. And let's be honest, artistically speaking, and music, there are some very beautiful things in Shadowlands. Very beautiful things. Very beautiful things. It's everything else that's just been, you know, it's everything else. Because it's the tried and true phrase. Doesn't matter how pretty your game is. It doesn't matter how pretty your game is. At the end of the day, it does not matter how pretty the game is. If the game is not fun, and if the gameplay is atrocious, and if you're putting story in there, and if the story is bullshit, the fans will not stick around. Some fans have stuck around, which, again, that's their preference, that's their privilege. I'm not judging. But majority of the fans are gone now. And it actually, and the actuality of it is this. It is because the majority agree with one resounding voice. Shadowlands has been terrible. It has been an awful expansion. It has been awful. And at this rate, the sooner we move on, the better. But at the same time, I will say this. They have no excuse to repeat the mistakes they made in this expansion. And for their sake, they better not. And I know some people might say, well, the Xbox acquisition will make it better. Acquisitions does not a developmental team make better. That does not guarantee that. It doesn't. It doesn't guarantee that. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Not every acquisition of a company or a dev team ensures that their product is going to be so much better. We can hope for the best, and that's all we can do. But the acquisition that, by the way, still has not gone through because they're under FTC investigation right now, and we'll just see what happens. But Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard doesn't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, if you're still putting out a shit product, it doesn't matter who owns you. They have to do better. Okay? And I think we can all agree on that. They have to do better. They have to. They don't have a choice. They have to do better. And I want them to. And I think we all do. I do want to add one other thing to this trailer, and that's a quick comparison. This wasn't a bad trailer. They could have done so much better. Because while I am kind of disenfranchised from a PvE and PvP standpoint with World of Warcraft right now as far as the gameplay is concerned, I do have to say that trailer kind of felt like a wet fart balloon in a lot of ways. It didn't show you anything. Exactly. It didn't show you anything. It didn't show you anything. Exactly. It felt like a teaser more than a trailer. You know? Now let me show you one that was actually... holy shit. Let me take you back to 2008.
I was cast out by my comrades, exiled, forced to wander the frozen wastes. But I was not alone. Not entirely. The voice, now my only companion, guided me to my destination. Strange, nightmarish creatures awaited me at the entrance. I felt my blood run cold as Icecrown itself. Inside, I bore witness to horrific acts, demonstrations of power that could be mine for the asking. Terrified, I ran, but did not get far. All too soon, my choice was made. Too late did I realize that such power does not come without a price.
Axramus, baby. Again, all they're showing is gameplay. Made in gameplay engine. That's all they're doing. They're just showing the gameplay. They're showing the bosses. Now, they kind of did in the other one, but at the end, it's just like, this feels so much more epic.
Pay a far greater toll. For I have returned. I am Kel'Thuzad. Your curiosity will be the death of you.
How do you generate more hype from a patch almost 14 or so years ago? From a raid that not many people did compared to what we have just a minute ago. How do you do it? The main difference is this. This is when they gave a shit. This is when they gave a shit. This is when they gave a shit. And it's as simple as that. This is when they gave a shit. Because to this day, I am still convinced that this dev team that's working, that has done Shadowlands and everything, I am convinced that they don't give a shit. Just like I am convinced. And Asmongold, I fully believe that Asmongold is correct in this when I say I do not believe for a moment that this current dev team actually plays their game. I don't believe it for a moment. Not for a moment. Because if they did, the game would not be in the state that it's in right now. They would see all of the bullshit. The absolute mountains of bullshit that have driven players away. And I'm sorry, but if majority of your player base leaves, it's not a, well, you just don't appreciate them and and you're just all about, you're just going after that weeb shit 14. No. The majority of players will not stick around in a game if the gameplay is shit. And if you do stick around, again, that's your business. If you can find joy in it, that is miraculous, honestly. But it's also your business, and I don't judge people for it. Because you got to find joy where you can find it, right? But let's be for real. This expansion has sucked. This expansion has been horrible. And the sooner they move on, the better. And they better not repeat this mistake again. Because if they repeat this mistake again, if they repeat the mistakes of BFA in Shadowlands again, if they repeat these mistakes again, the fans will never forgive them. You can count on that. So many are already saying if the next expansion is garbage, they're done. I believe it. I completely believe it.